Welcome to No Man's Sky Survival Mode. Now I'm going to start with a slight apology in the sense that because of the 3 save file limit used by No Man's Sky, I had to use this series to do the short videos that I made to cover the Pathfinder update and patch 1.22. So what's actually happened is the series is a lot further on than the last part, including creating all the exocrafts and all the missions. So apologies if you want to see that, but what I will say is that if you follow the channel you'll be aware that I've started a permadeath series, and I will be rolling on to creating a base and getting those crafts probably within the first 5 parts of that. So if you want to see all the missions, I will be covering that in detail in that series. Now, why am I running 2 series? Well, the permadeath series will be the long run series, assuming that I stay alive. Obviously if I die it will reset and I'll start it all over again. But there are features within the Pathfinder update, and I assume in the future other updates, which will take a long time to get to in the permadeath series. So what I'm going to do is keep the survival series going, because I want to look at things like freighters, multiple ships, and the subject of this part, which would be crash ships, because I want to look at something that I sort of picked up in one of the forums. So what I'm going to do is try and get this series back on track and move forward, look at the advanced features of the game, and then once the permadeath series has got to an advanced stage and it's making its progress towards the galaxy, when the next update drops, I will then probably reset the survival mode, and then the survival mode will start, the series will start again from basics, and I will use that to investigate and experience any major changes. Because one thing that's become very apparent with the Pathfinder update is that there's been a lot of changes to the early games, especially the way you accumulate tech, and of course you've now got nanite clusters, and there are subtle changes which I can't demonstrate in this series, because as I show you, I've already got a ship with 25 slots, I've already got a maxed out exosuit, I've also got a maxed out multi-tool, so there's a bit of a problem from that point of view. And what I'm going to try and do in this part is I should have a crash ship on here somewhere. Habitable base. And what I want to do is I actually came here and I actually found a crash ship. There it is, it's 8 minutes away. So what we're going to do is head for this crash ship, because I want to, as I say, I was watching one of the forums and somebody mentioned something about crash ships now and a change. I'm not going to talk about it till I actually get there. So I wanted to check out the crash ships, because they say they're not the easy way to upgrade that they were in the past. So what I want to do is kind of get in here and have a look. See, I've got loads of plutonium, so we're just going to see if we can find this crash ship. I'm not using the low flight mod, because one of the introductions with the Pathfinder update is the ability to fly lower than you could originally. Don't go as low as you could with the mod, but it's still very good, and I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to use the mod now. The only thing is you can't stop, so if anyone from Hello Games actually watches this series, I'd appreciate if you could actually hover, even if it's specific to a ship. What they've actually introduced now is 3 types of ships. You've got fighters, you've got explorers, and if I show you this one, mine is an explorer craft, and so these vessels now actually have different characteristics and bonuses. They've also got 4 classes, which is A, B, C and S. Now it's worth noting that all ships that seem to that predate the update all seem to be C-class ships with no bonuses, which is another reason why I want to kind of look at this crash ship, because obviously I thought I had a good ship, but they've obviously all been set to a certain base level, and to move forward now you've actually got to get a new ship, of course, or restart the game. So that's another point worth remembering, and that's partly why I started the permadeath series, because there are different characteristics, and of course it's got to be. And now they've said they've actually improved the landing, and have they? Well, not that well. Oh, great. So where is the... have to keep on this because this is an extreme planet. And if I kind of, I'm trying to keep this gameplay a bit more relaxed than if I would for the permadeath. The permadeath one's obviously going to be very tense. And this is the crash ship. It's a Miradoma S-77. So this is an S-class ship. Ah, so this is what they were talking about. See these red squares? These are damaged slots. So if I wanted this ship, though I probably don't really want it because it's a C class and it's actually got less slots than mine, and it's only got the one hyperdrive. I've got 2 levels of hyperdrive. But see the red squares now, so you can't do the trick you used to do where you transfer everything over and deconstruct all this, because you've only got the one slot to put things into the ship now. So it actually does it there, and it's actually worth more than mine. No, that's mine. My ship's worth, because there's a way now you can actually get cash back now for trading ships back. So we're gonna have to leave that alone. So oh well, it's not there, but it does prove now that, and this repair capability also seems to apply to multi-tools as well. You may be given a multi-tool, but a lot of the slots will be broken, and you've got to repair them before you can actually expand it. So it's a kind of way of introducing restrictions, I suppose, is probably the way there. And of course damaged machinery now is only a source of nanite clusters, and I need to collect nanite clusters anyway, purely and simply because I have a mission. Oh, that explains me why I hurt myself. I stepped off the top of that cliff. So I hope that was interesting, guys. Well, the storm's clearing now, so I can relax. Maybe we can check out the resources here. Yes, so let's have a quick look. Shame it didn't. So just to confirm, guys, the old trick of just go looking for crash ships to upgrade very, very quickly, I'm going to kill you, I hate you, is now not as easy as it used to be. Nothing much else around here. Another one of those. I'd kill these things on principle. Thamium there, but I've got loads of thamium. This is a pretty desolate planet, actually. So let's kind of go back to the ship. So that's the first thing I wanted to show in this part, guys. This is very much going to be like a catch-up part. I know the crash ship was a digression, and what I want to look for now, just recharge the thrusters. So we see here we've got plenty of plutonium. And what you also see here, see this here, Roma Geobay. This Roma Geobay is something that's left over for the videos I actually made for the Pathfinder update. This is why I'm actually on this planet. And this is a landmark to a geobay that I actually curated for that video. And what we're going to do is go and check there, because again I want to kind of demonstrate this, because this was introduced not with the actual Pathfinder update but with patch 1.22, where you can actually now build a geobay and summon your Roma to any planet that you're on in the galaxy. It'd be interesting to see whether you could summon between 2 galaxies, but that would be a long time in the future. I'm sure somebody who's going to dash to the center of the galaxy will be able to demonstrate that long before I ever could. In fact, there's probably some people who are already well on the way to the center of the galaxy already, but that's me just being a bit cynical. That's sunrise. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, what I want to do, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you this. Got to show you this. How about this? How about this, guys? The Q&E. How about that? The sun coming up with the vehicle coming over. This is photo mode, and you can take screenshots. You can even change the position of the sun. If you don't like the position of the sun, how about moving it? How about that? I think there's going to be lots of temptations and distractions for some very, very good screenshots in the future. There's also filters, but I will actually do a specific video on that because there's a lot to show. I've already seen pictures that some people have already taken and they can be quite spectacular, and I think that's going to be very, very attractive for a lot of people. Just while we're traveling, I will talk a little bit about my philosophy on updates. I've got a feeling that these updates are not random. They're following what feedback from players, but at the same time I think there's an element of Hello Games working from I can say a lore book or a storybook. I'm just going to land here now, and they are working from that book to build a framework to add content in a structured way. You can see here, here's the roamer, and that's my roamer. It's already on the planet because it came with me. Sometimes you've got, when you build it for the first time, you've actually got to summon it. And you can see here, just a quick look, it's pretty well upgraded. It's got a few elements on it. Now, one thing is that you can only send items from here to your ship. You cannot send it to the your exosuit, whether you like it or not. And if you come here, so we can now go out and explore. Actually, you need a bit of iridium. So the laser's very powerful on this craft, but please be aware that the fuel consumption is horrendous. As of patch 1.22, your mining beam will now consume resources as well, so you no longer get an unlimited free mining beam. So let's kind of go out and explore the planet. And we're just going to push through here. Let's see what we can find. Can't remember what the rare resource on this planet is actually. Oops, keep away from holes. If you fall down in the holes, life can get into the caves. Life can get interesting. You can also smash all your way through the. Oh, back up, back up. This is emerald, so we can blast up our way through some emerald. It can be a bit tricky to aim because the height of the laser is based on the camera angle you do. So so it's got a 360 degree of fire, but it can be a bit tricky, especially if on uneven terrain. So I'll stop doing that now. I think you guys have got the idea. And I was going to say something else and I've forgotten completely about what I was going to say. Oh yeah, the scanner. Now you've got the ordinary scanner like that, which kind of goes out and just gives you resources, but there's a kind of secondary scanner here, which if you kind of come here, press it, scanner recharging. Oh, so I'm going to wait for the scanner to recharge, so let's wander off a bit. And there's another emerald pit there. Maybe we'll go there, see if we can find some plutonium. As I say, this craft does tend to go through plutonium very, very quickly. So I mean, to get the height, it takes a little bit of practice to line this up. Hopefully by now, it's a very, very quick thing. I mean, to be honest, my honest opinion is that the exocraft are a bit OP. Right. So let's now do that. Press F. If you press F now, what you actually get is different options here. So we can find abandoned, drop pods, iridium, and the one I want to find at the moment is, actually let's go there, then you press F and that gives us the supply depot. So that's what I really, really want to look for. So how far is that away? 3.5 minutes. So we're going to go and find the supply depot. This has aluminium in it, I think. Yeah, I think it's aluminium. And I need some aluminium. So I'll see you when I get to the supply depot, guys. Oh guys, I'm slow on my way to the depot, but I found some deuteronium here as well, which I thought I'd show you. Deuteronium can only be mined with a exocraft mining laser. So we're going to have to... I think you can... Great. This is where life gets interesting. Because obviously I can't transfer from the ship to my exosuit. So this is where you've got to have a bit of forward planning. And I think, well, we can ditch that. I don't need that iron. Yeah, so back to the journey to the base. So I will see you when I get there, guys. I think these things certainly classifies as all-terrain vehicles, as you probably saw that arrival, guys. So here we are. We're at this base here. Now, if you've played the game, you will recognise this as the mining bases. And of course the sentinels will come in, and this is where it can get a bit tricky hitting these guys. You can destroy them very, very quickly. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight on foot. It's quicker. So kill this guy. And kill these guys. Sometimes it's just quicker to fight them on foot. And we'll get the last one. That should give us another. I think that's all of them. And we should be able to pick up there. I think I've got the spare capacity in my exos. Yep. So we can pick up here because sentinels are a good source of nanite clusters as well. There should be another one over here somewhere. Bugger. I'll be able to find it, will I? I can guarantee. Oh, we've got some deuteronium here. Well, we're going to have to do that with our exocraft. Oops, gonna die. That's alright, we'll be okay. And I think what we'll do is come over here. We'll just mine out this deuterium. So I think I'm just checking the time, guys. I'm coming up to about half an hour. I think this is a kind of... I think this is probably where I'm going to leave this sync up video to kind of get the series back on track running. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's been a kind... I know it's been a bit of a mismatch of bits and pieces and things which I think I just need to... I think I'll recharge my thermal shield. We got some shielding shards, so we'll use the shielding shards. And yeah, so apologies, it's been a little bit of a mismatch of bits and pieces, but I wanted to kind of get you guys into sync. And in case any of you have not watched the videos, I mean, and not just my videos or anything to do with the updates, I thought I'd touch on some of the key changes. That's quite a nice view as well. Let's have a... I'm still getting used to this. I think the quick menu isn't quite so quick when you're on PC. Ah, look at that. How about that, guys? No, pucker. But I'm still getting used to this photo mode and the quick menu. So we just S key takes you back, and Q kind of changes the angle. So I think you're going to get some very, very spectacular pictures. And this is how you change the settings. You can change the time of day and the fog density. So if you want, or if you run a really, so if you want something atmospheric, if you want something ultra clear, I'll say you can go from there to something like that. So we can go back down to about, and cloud level, you want more clouds. Don't think it really works on this. And then you've got filters here, so you can vintage, vibrant, so that kind of gives you stronger colors. I suppose we'd call that black and white. Amber, different, green. So as they call that classic. Sure, if you could play the game like that. Stock, oh, that's kind of got a artistic. Oh god, green contrast. Yeah, well, reminds me a bit of Photoshop I use. Isolation, quite like that. And of course, you've got here you can just do that. Anyway, that's another digression. Apologies again, guys. Well, hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, I will pick up back at home base, and we will start the normal quest of looking for new ships. And I really want to work to get towards getting a freighter. So that will be all for the next part, guys. So hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.